Hey, what's up everybody? This video will actually be about the partnership of a servant and a high wizard and the reason why I built my servant the way I built it. So let me party and show you guys what I mean. Alright, so let's find a Baum warrior. And we're gonna kill him with strictly Thunderbolt. The reason why I'm doing this is to demonstrate what will happen. So let's just Thunderbolt this Baum to death, and then I'll show you guys what's up. Okay, so the log says I dealt 33,000 no spell burst, 50,000 spell burst, 49,000 spell burst, 50,000 spell burst, 33,000 no spell burst, 50,000 spell burst, 33,000 no spell burst, 49,000 spell burst, 49,000 spell burst, 50,000 spell burst, 33,000 no spell burst, 49,000 spell burst, 33,000 no spell burst, 33,000 no spell burst, 33,000 no spell burst. And the reason why I'm reading this to you is because my high wizard is built in a way where it is not crit stat type, and I do not have full 100% spell burst. My spell burst rate is approximately 61%. So that's why you see most of the time I do spell burst, but it's not every time. Now how this plays into the servant is that once I give my high wizard soul connect, we are now connected, and I'll kill another Baum to show you. And the reason why I'm also using Thunderbolt is because one, it slows down his attack on me so I could just Thunderbolt him to death. And two, I wanted to do a lot of hits because the type of hits don't really matter, or the skills that I'm using. What I'm really testing is just spell burst rate. So the more I can do it, the better understanding of how much of the rate it is. So Soul Connect began. Spell Burst 50%, 50k. No Spell Burst 33. No Spell Burst 33. Spell Burst 50k. No Spell Burst 34. Spell Burst 49. Spell Burst 50. Spell Burst 50. Spell Burst 50. Spell Burst 49. No Spell Burst 34, Spell Burst 49, Spell Burst 49, Spell Burst 49, and he died. So let's do that one more time. Okay, so we got a Spell Burst 24, no Spell Burst 34, Spell Burst 50, Spell Burst 50, Spell Burst 50, Spell Burst 50, Spell Burst 49, Spell Burst 50, spell burst 50, 34, spell burst 49, no spell burst 33, spell burst 50, spell burst 50, and spell burst 49. Excuse me. So what I'm trying to show you guys is that once I connect to my servant is built on crit and AGI. The minute I connect, I get evasion and I also get crit. And that's important because it raises my spell burst rate. So because I am made to be Bite type and I don't have a 100% spell burst rate, the servant fixes that for me, as well as adding a buff called Vitalize that gives me more HP and more MP. So my servant is actually a servant of a high wizard. The reason why I say that is because the stats that I specifically put into my servant was meant to increase the stats for my high wizard. When it rolls with my high wizard's able to spell burst most of the time, and to show you guys what the difference was that each time that I hit, there was a huge chance of spell burst versus a 60% chance, which is not as good. I would say as of right now, my spell burst chance is probably at close to 85 to 90% with the servant. Now keep in mind that Soul Connect is still only level 1, and that once higher, I would probably reach 100% spell burst rate. And another good thing that I wanted to show you guys about the servant was that I could clone my high wizard. So right now I'm on 2 accounts and it's fairly difficult, but I'll try it anyways just to demonstrate to you guys. So I'm attacking a Baum, and what I'm doing is using my servant to miracle. Now the Baum is aggroing my servant instead. I'm sorry, my servant is aggroing the Baum instead because of the miracle. So now what I'm doing is forcing the servant to miracle himself. And by doing this, both of us is not really losing any life to the Baum attacks, and the Baum keeps switching on the aggro. So we both survive, and Miracote was miracoting through the whole way. This is how a servant helps the high wizard. Not only is it improving its stats and its spell burst rate, it's also giving the high wizard the ability of clones. And having clones is powerful because a hit can actually kill the high wizard, but with proper cloning, it would negate that damage, and spam cloning would mean that the high wizard constantly has high life to take that damage, as well as having clones to take the damage as well as and the high life would be for a safety net. And also the high wizard uses HP to MP, so if I get hurt and I try to MP, it's like suicide. So I hope that helps you guys out in regards to the high wizard and the servant working together. They are a really good pair because everything is covered. The only thing that the servant doesn't have is resurrection, and resurrection is pretty powerful, which only a bishop has. But besides that, they work out fairly well together. And if you do have a high wizard, I would recommend trying this servant build for the high wizard, in which you will improve your high wizard stats and overall. Now, one more thing that I also wanted to mention was that the servant is useful in ways where you wouldn't normally think that it would be useful, such as we leave the party and I am in a full party with 4 other people. And what the servant can do is act like the bishop and give Vitalize. And Vitalize is toughness for 15 minutes. Now, usually a buff is 8 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. it's not that long. But when you have a servant just standing there on the side and then helping everybody in the party by giving them vitalize without being in the party in itself, your party just got stronger. You got more HP, more MP, and that works out really well if you could just park a servant on the side to help you and it's not part of the main party. So that's about it for this episode. I'll talk to you guys more about the servant when I do more videos with it. In the meantime, keep grinding and good luck on the farm.